the dating app data, which allows women to be very honest, and women only swipe right 5% of the time.
Men are ugly in pictures, though.
No, women find 80% of men unattractive.
There are more men than women on these apps. To be exact, it's 3-1 on Tinder, 2-1 on Bumble, and 2, men like half of all the profiles they see, while women on the other hand like an abysmally low 5%. As soon as a high-value man who actually values commitment goes on a dating app, he's snapped up in a matter of weeks as he finds the right girl he's looking for.
Okay, I once again am going to talk about this OkCupid study that keeps going, that they keep bringing up in the red pill community to say, like, women will only go for the top 20% of men in attractiveness. Okay, now this has been debunked loads of times now by loads of different people. So glaringly obvious thing that everybody can see, okay, that has been pointed out to these guys in the red pill community so often now that it's actually like really stupid that they keep like passing this around, right? Because as evidence about how terrible women are supposed to be, because you can clearly see from that graph, right, that although yes, the women on the site were generally more like harsh at rating the men's appearance than what the men were at rating the women's appearance. That is true, but you can see that the women were more likely to message men that were average looking, well, that they thought were average looking or even below average looking, than the guys that they thought were really attractive. Women were not so likely to message the men they think were really attractive. Well, the men are more likely to message women that they think really attractive. So with that in mind, if you bear in mind that, okay, the women were more harsher at judging what is and isn't attractive in the first place, but, well, the men were more generous in judging women's attractiveness, but the men are more likely to only want to message the attractive women, while the women are more inclined to message men that are average or less than average in their mind. Okay, this goes to show that it's probably about equal. It's probably like that the men and women are probably sort of both messaging people who are about average attraction. Okay, but I also kind of think it kind of shows a little bit of a difference in how men and women's attraction works, okay? And what I mean is like, first of all, like, women are designed to be more attractive looking to men than what men are to women, okay? Like, if you think of it like, the female body, it's designed to be alluring to men, okay? The shape is designed to be attractive to men, okay? But also, the female face is designed to sort of draw men in. It's designed to be pretty. It's designed so that men find women attractive, okay? Now, I'm not saying men are not attractive or that women don't like to look at men, but what I'm saying is, like, women's attraction to men, it's more emotional, okay, as well, okay? This is why it's very often women are the ones that are pursued and men are the ones that are the pursuers, okay? Because a man is already attracted to a woman if she's like relatively young, healthy and good looking. He's like, if he's heterosexual, he's already likely to be attracted to her. But sometimes a woman, the attraction has a tendency to grow, okay? And I would say that plays that is probably why, one, the men are more generous in rating women's appearance on the dating site, because women are designed to be more attractive to men, and the women are probably more likely to put more effort into looking attractive in the pictures. They're more likely to do the hair and makeup and wear nice clothes, okay? Well, men are not necessarily judged on looks so much, okay? And that's why women are more likely to message a man even if they don't find him that attractive, because if he's funny, if he's witty, if he's charming, if he's kind, if he's nice to animals and stuff like that, that's the sort of thing that women very often say that they like. Well, men, very often, they're not so fussed if the woman's funny, if she's pretty and a nice person. Well, the woman is like, might be more likely to want to get to know the guy first before like deciding whether they find him like attractive, okay, or not. And I know as well that, some people are going to say like, oh yeah, but if he has a good job and he earns a lot of money, that's going to make him more attractive. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, that will be a benefit to a guy as well, like on a dating site. Like, yeah, there are going to be a lot of women who'll be more likely to be impressed by a guy over stuff like that. But considering the fact that, like, in the red pill community, they're always saying stuff like, don't date a woman over 25. Don't date a woman if she's slightly overweight. Don't date a woman with tattoos. Don't date a woman if she's got daddy issues. And come out with all this long list of, like, requirements that they think a woman should have, okay, then I think they're a little bit hypocritical to start talking about this female nature like it's a great evil inside women, and start going on and on and on about how there's more women that prefer a guy with a good job, okay? I think that's hypocritical, okay? But, I've noticed a few times, like, when they complain about this, they say women are more fussy on looks than what men are because of this OkCupid study. And I think, no, that's not it at all. It's that, one, women are generally designed to be more attractive to men than what men are to women. But also, women's attraction is more, like, emotional, and they need to get to know the guy first before they become physically attractive. Now, I remember one time I seen on this MGTOW channel, okay, like, this guy, he took, like, this video. It was of some woman, like, looking at some man, right? And this man, he was topless, and he was relatively muscly. You could tell he worked out, right? And she was looking at him, and she wasn't looking that impressed, okay? But then the guy, like, smiled, and she looked a bit more impressed then, and she said, like, oh, at first she didn't find him that attractive, but then she thought he had a nice smile, okay? And, of course, this MGTOW guy, he took that video, and he was saying, like, look at this, look at that, even when a woman sees a guy who's, like, in the top 10% of attractiveness, she's still not impressed with him because women are so shallow and women are so fussy. And I'm thinking, like, no, you're completely misunderstanding, because you're expecting women's attraction to work the same way as a man's attraction does. And what I mean is if you got a woman who's young, if a woman was, like, stood there topless, and she was young and fit and relatively attractive, like, yeah, most heterosexual men would be instantly turned on by that, okay? So because of that, they're thinking that if a relatively muscly man stands there, that the woman's supposed to get, like, an instant erection, whatever you'd call it for a woman. And when she doesn't, they're like, look, it's because female hypergamy and women are so fussy. And it's like, no. It's that women are not designed the same way as men. That's why she was more impressed when he gave her a nice smile, okay? It's like a sign that he's friendly or funny, or he's got something going for him personality-wise, okay? And when I say this, I'm not trying to say, like, that men are shallow either, or that men, don't care about personality or aren't attracted to personality. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the way that men and women's attraction first grows is a little bit different. And, like, a good way of explaining this, I think, is, like, if you think about pornography, okay, for a minute, when men watch porn, okay, obviously it's naked ladies, okay, that's what they like to look at. Now, they don't care whether the porn stars, they don't care whether they're smart, funny, interesting, whether they've done good stuff in the world or anything like that. They don't care about any of that. They're just there to look at their physical appearance, okay? What kind of women they are, they don't care, okay? Right? But if you think of, like, what might be considered porn for women, like, say, like, erotic novels, okay? And stuff like that, okay? And say, like, the leading guy in one of these novels who's, women fantasize about, it's like, they can't physically see the guy. They're using their imagination. But also, the guy has to have a personality, doesn't he? Like, the women sort of, like, they read these novels and they're sort of being wooed a little bit by his personality. He has to be, like, charming, okay? If he didn't have a good personality, if he didn't have anything going for him in the book, then he wouldn't be the guy that women fall in love with, okay? Or that women, fantasize about, okay? So the point I'm getting is men and women's attraction is different, and this constantly going on about this OK Cupid video is them going on about how women are somehow biologically wrong for not being attracted to the opposite sex the same way men are, okay? They're criticising women for not being men, okay? I would also say, if it's women that are fussier about looks than what men are, then how come it's always men that are saying that they want to go abroad where the women are more attractive, okay? They say this quite a few times in the red pill community. They say that women abroad are slimmer and prettier because there's a problem with obesity here in the West, right? Now, the thing is that, like, the problem with obesity, it affects both men and women, and in fact there are more obese men in the West than there are women. But as far as I remember, I have never once heard any women say that they want to go abroad because the men are fitter and more attractive, and complain that modern Western men are too fat, so they want to go abroad, okay? So I think that kind of indicates that it is more men that are obsessed with looks, okay? And I am not knocking men, for wanting a woman who's slim and attractive, or if they have a preference for foreign women, that's fair enough. I think everybody's entitled to their preference, but I'm just pointing out that I do not believe that it is women that are more fussy about looks, okay? I also think with some of these guys, it can be projection. I mean, say like some incels, they're very obsessed with looks. They're very obsessed with their own appearance. They're very obsessed with the Chad jawline. Or some of them will spend a lot of time online telling that, attractive women that she's ugly, she's hit the wall, she's fat and all that. Like, when she's not, because they're the ones that are just valuing appearance and they're projecting it onto everybody else. And some of these guys, like, they think that their problems with women are to do with, like, appearance, that women are too fussy with appearance because they don't want to look inwards and kind of address issues that they might have. And the red pill community and the manosphere and all that kind of encourages them to just blame all their problems on women, okay? And this OK Cupid survey is just used as evidence to say, look, see how shallow women are. And it's really stupid that they keep using this when, like, you can see women are more likely to message guys who they think are average looking, or even more likely to message guys that they think are below average than to message the ones that they think are really attractive, while men are far more likely to message the women that they think are really attractive, okay? So that's all I've got to say about that for now. Thank you for listening.